How's it going, everyone? This is the Jose Show. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal Monday. I surely am, and we have a lot of hot tea to talk about on today's episode. So now let's get started, shall we? So now let's start off with Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker had a phenomenal wedding ceremony this past weekend over in Portofino, Italy, and they got to celebrate it in El Olivera seaside compound owned by fashion designers Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana, whose designs have been worn by the bride and her famous family members throughout the multi-day festivities. Well, Barker's daughter, Alabama, shared footage from the outdoor ceremony. The photos show Kardashian wearing a white lace mini dress, presumably designed by Dolce & Gabbana, paired with sheer white opera-length gloves and a lengthy train embroidered with an image of the Virgin Mary. She and Barker, wearing a classic D&G tux, can be seen kneeling on ornate red and gold cushions during the ceremony, which featured an opulent gold and red floral altar. The bride carried white and red roses in her bouquet. According to the Daily Mail, guests including Machine Gun Kelly and Barker's Blink-182 bandmate Mark Hoppus were whisked to the wedding venue via speedboats decked out with Dolce & Gabbana printed cushions and towels. Ahead of the event, TMZ reported that the couple had also rented out the famous Castello Brancat castle, from which the family members and close friends they had invited could enjoy. Now, they got to enjoy breathtaking views, and for a post-wedding reception, People meanwhile reports that Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli has been tapped to perform at the nuptials. Now, the whole family is absolutely thrilled for Kourtney. It's been clear Travis is the one for a long time. A source close to the Kardashians tells Yahoo Entertainment, everyone is so excited to celebrate their love. End quote. Now, in the days leading up to the main event, the bride and groom were photographed on a boat near Italian city. Later, Kardashian's mom, Kris Jenner, and her sisters, Kim and Khloe Kardashian, and Kendall and Kylie Jenner, as well as Kim's daughter, Northwest, and Kendall's NBA boyfriend, Devin Booker, were spotted as they accompanied the couple to dinner. On Saturday, Kardashian wore a black vintage Dolce & Gabbana mini dress and a veil trimmed in blue lace to a pre-wedding lunch in San Frutuoso. Members of the wedding party were also seen yachting and are thought to have attended a rehearsal dinner on Saturday night. Okay, so this is pretty amazing how Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker got married in Italy this past weekend, because Italy is one of the most peaceful and it is one of the most beautiful places to get married at, I have to admit. And the fact that they got married at the Dolce & Gabbana place, I mean, come on now, that is really amazing right there, because I mean, who wouldn't want to get married at one of the most important fashion designers' place? Who wouldn't, you know? But I can already imagine how much that costs, and I can already imagine how beautiful and luxurious it is to be in there, especially. You know, I mean, I wish I was one of the invites. I really wish. But unfortunately, I wasn't one of the guests. I really was not. But it's okay. But anywho, now what I also have to say about this is that the fact that Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker got to be married over in Italy just comes to show how well they planned out this wedding. Because, I mean, it doesn't take 1 day or 2 days to actually get married over in Italy. It takes months to actually plan the whole entire thing out, especially when there are a bunch of important guests being invited, and especially when Andrea Bocelli is being involved in this wedding, of course. You know, let's not forget that, because Andrea Bocelli is one of the most important Italian singers and composers of all time. Let's be real here. So that right there is also amazing. Now, I also think that the fact that the both of them got to even wear the the fact that Kourtney Kardashian got to wear the Dolce & Gabbana dress, and that the Kardashians got to wear the Dolce & Gabbana clothes, I mean, that already just comes to show that that they have really close connections with Dolce & Gabbana, and that just comes to show that they all were really planning this out really well in terms of fashion as well, you know? Because, I mean, anything that has to do with Dolce & Gabbana, especially when it comes to wardrobe, is really good wardrobe, and it's like really good, especially for wedding events. So that right there is just coming to show how awesome this whole entire wedding turned out to be. Now, another thing that I have to say about this is that Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, they even have a good advantage of even having a lovely honeymoon over in Italy, because I mean, Italy is so beautiful. There is just so much to see over in Italy. They don't have to go to France, or they don't have to go to China or wherever. No, they could stay in Italy, you know, especially because Italy has those beautiful boats where you can gondolas where you could ride in and you could enjoy the view of the beautiful buildings over in Italy, and of course the yummy pizza that's over there, because of course pizza's originally from Italy, and of course the other type of lovely food that's over there. I can already imagine, you know, and the fact that they also got married right by a beach, right by the sea, I mean, that also just gave it such a great view right there, because that really made it look like a story of the Cinderella and the Cinderella and the love of her life. It really made it look that way, because I mean, normally when we see in these Cinderella stories, of course they begin all ugly, because the Cinderella's not treated well at first and it's treated like garbage. And then, but as the story evolves, that Cinderella ends up having the best time of their life finding their Prince Charming, and they get married, and then they end up finding the best place ever to celebrate their love, and especially the most romantic place ever, of course. And that's exactly what's going on here with Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, is that they found that their Cinderella place, where the ocean is at and where the beautiful view is at, especially. So that's really amazing right there. Really, really amazing. And I'm pretty sure that this is the huge envy for the rest of the Kardashian sisters. But I don't mean it in a bad way, I mean it in a good way. Envy in a good way, in a clean way. So, anywho, congrats to Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker on their lovely wedding that they had this past weekend. I really am happy, and I really am proud of them. I really am, and I really hope that this marriage gets to last for a lifetime, and it doesn't get to last for just 1 year or two. No, no, no. So, anywho, I am very happy, and congrats to the both of them. All right. So now, let's talk about um, Dave Chappelle. All right, so Dave Chappelle, as we all know, is a victim of an attack that happened a few weeks ago over at his comedy show. All right, so apparently, as we all know, he got attacked by some crazy guy, and I mean, things, of course, turned out to be super ugly. Well, Well, apparently, Dave Chappelle's alleged attacker, Isaiah Lee, reveals his reason behind tackling the comedian. Okay, so Isaiah Lee, the man accused of trying to attack Dave Chappelle during his comedy set at the Netflix Is a Joke festival in early May, is finally speaking out about the reasons behind his actions. Lee also claims that he never intended to actually harm the comedian. Now, Lee, 23, spoke with the New York Post in a jailhouse interview published on Sunday and claimed that he felt triggered by the comedian's jokes about the LGBTQ plus community and homeless people. And he got to say this: I identify as bisexual, and I wanted him to know what he said was triggering. Now, he went on and said, I wanted him to know that next time he should consider first running his material by people it could affect. Lee claims that he has been homeless and was in the process of trying to secure permanent housing when the incident at the comedy festival occurred. The altercation was captured on video, and Lee can be seen charging the comedian on stage. Lee admitted to carrying a retractable knife that was made to resemble a gun, but claims he did not have it out when he went on stage and had no intention of using it on Chappelle. Now, this is what was also being said. I'm also a single dad and my son is 5. And that's what he said to the New York Post. Now, he added that people who live without housing face a struggle, and I wanted Dave Chappelle to know it's not a joke. Dave Chappelle has faced a great deal of criticism over the past year for jokes he made regarding the LGBTQ plus community, particularly the trans community. The comedian and Netflix, which produced the controversial stand-up special, have both faced public protest and high-profile criticism. Lee, who is now facing 4 misdemeanor counts stemming from the altercation, alleges that security at the event gave him 2 black eyes and broke his arm, and claims they spat on me and twisted me as if on purpose. Now, following his arrest, Lee was then accused of allegedly trying to stab his roommate last year and is now facing a charge of attempted murder. The victim allegedly identified Lee as his attacker after the footage of the Chappelle altercation went viral. End quote. Alright, so this is a pretty intense topic, and this is a pretty scary topic. I think that, okay, it is very sad that, of course, it is, of course, very sad when a lot of people, especially a lot of comedians, get to joke around about the LGBTQ plus community, and it is very harming, of course, when that happens as well. And unfortunately, there are times when comedians, not only do they go over the line when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community jokes, but also they go over the line when it comes to other jokes as well. But the thing is that when you hear these jokes going around, especially from comedians, yes, it's good to call them out. It's good to, say that what they're doing is wrong. It's good to, have a word with them and be like, hey, you know what? I love you. You're awesome, but you really need to be careful with the stuff that you are saying because I am this and that, or because I support this and that. There are mature ways and there are better ways to handle the situation instead of going upstage and trying to kill that person or trying to attack that person because then you will end up being the one that's going to end up losing in the situation, not the person that's making the jokes. And you're going to be the one that's going to end up looking bad, not the person that's making the jokes after all. Now, I personally think that yes, Dave Chappelle did go too far with the LGBTQ plus jokes, maybe. Well, maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know because I was not in the show. But what I do have to say though is that I personally think that the fact that he, was just trying to joke around with the people, he was just trying to get some laughter, and that was all his intention was, I'm pretty sure. I don't think his intention was really to hurt anyone, and I don't think his intention was really to aim at anyone specifically. So we have to look at it that way, So we have to. And now I also think that the fact that this guy reacted so violently just comes to show that not only was he angry, but I also feel like this guy really needs mental help. He really does. Because it's not normal anymore when you are reacting with violence when it comes to situations like this, especially when you are feeling attacked over certain statements. Because violence, first of all, is not the answer, and violence, second of all, is just crazy, extremely crazy. Trying to kill someone, or attacking someone. I mean, come on now. That really is not fixing anything. That's just making things worse. That's just going too off the road right there. That's just going too far. So there's a psychological problem going on here too, not just a criminal problem. So we have to look at it that way. And now, after seeing this whole entire situation, after hearing this whole entire situation, I also feel like now comedy clubs need to really have more security and really need to be more careful. And of course, comedians need to be more careful with what they say. There really has to be more security. There really has to be more careful in this whole entire situation, by far. We cannot just sit here and be like, okay, well, this just happened one time and it's not going to happen ever again with any other comedian or with any other event that has to do with comedy. No. We have to really be like, okay, well, this really has to stop, and we really have to be more careful from now on with any other comedian or with any other comedy festival that goes on. It really has to be something like that, but by far, it really does. So that is all I have to say about this, but I really hope that Dave Chappelle is okay, and I really hope that, this guy really gets to be held accountable for what he is doing. I mean, he already is getting held accountable, but I really hope he gets to be even more held accountable for what he is doing, because violence is not the answer at all to anything. Alright, so now, from that to now, more hot topics. All right, so now let's talk about American Idol. All right, so American Idol crowns new champion for season 20. All right, so this past Sunday was the season 20 finale of American Idol, and Bruce Springsteen got to theme it. Well, it was Bruce Springsteen themed, and all came down to the season's top three: Leah Marlene, Hunter Girl, and Noah Thompson. Well, the first round of the night, Nick kicked off with Leah singing a rendition of "Cover Me," followed by Hunter Girl's performance of "Dancing with the Dark." Finally, Noah closed out the first round with a gravelly cover of "I'm on Fire" that was a hit with the judges. Now, the second round of the night featured all the finalists performing their own debut original singles. Circling back around, Leah kicked things off with her tune "Flowers," which brought Judge Katy Perry to tears. Um, Noah follows that up with a performance of the single "One Day Tonight," and Hunter Girl closed out the second round with a performance with her song "Redbird." Now, after some performances with the judges from Leah and Hunter Girl and an encore performances of Rihanna's "Stay" by Noah, who previously performed the song during the season's showstopper round, it was time to vote. Now, after all the votes were cast, the new American Idol champion ended up being Noah Thompson. Now, ET's Denny Directo spoke with Noah after the show, and the new Idol winner was still in shock, joking, "I don't know what to do right now." Now, the 19-year-old singer, who is himself the father of a young son, Walker, told ET that the best part of all of this was doing something he could show his kid when he got older. And then he said, "That for me, that's the biggest thing out of all this because, I wanted to do this for him," Noah shared. "I ended up looking up to my dad that way. So maybe I think that's the best part of all of this whole process. I think that's what's cool about it." There you go. Now, meanwhile, Hunter Girl finished the season as the honorary runner-up. All right, so this is pretty amazing, and congrats to Noah Thompson for being the winner of season 20 of American Idol. I don't watch American Idol, but I can already imagine how much of a great and talented and phenomenal show that is. Just having to see all these young people out there showing off their talent, showing off those great vocals, and of course trying their very best to actually grow in life artistically. Let's remember that. Because these young people that are in American Idol, not only are they trying to show off the fact that they actually have talent, but they're also showing off the fact that they want to grow in life. They want to grow artistically. They want to be noticed, especially by huge record labels in Hollywood. Because it is really hard having to go out there as a singer in Hollywood, especially having to be noticed from one of the biggest record labels and one of the biggest managers. It really is hard, especially when someone is really barely starting. So Noah Champion, Noah Thompson, my bad. Noah Thompson, I really hope that you get to find yourself a good record label. I really hope that you get to find yourself a really good music career, and I really hope you get to make a really good album now that you are the winner of American Idol, because it really seems to me that you are going to make it far now that you won season 20 of American Idol, and now that you even have big connections with people like Ryan Seacrest, Katy Perry, Blake Shelton, and not Blake Shelton, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan. Blake Shelton is from The Voice. That's a different story. So it seems like you already have a big connection right there that could actually support you and guide you even more now that you are on to the next chapter in your life, and now that you are, in talks into getting bigger in life. So it really seems to me like there is something huge coming out of this. It really is. I can really sense this. I really can. And I really can sense the fact that since American Idol is literally one of the most watched competition shows in America, I mean, I feel like he's really going to have a huge fan base out of this, especially that is really going to, petition, and they're really going to fight for Noah and actually going out there as a singer and actually, becoming in the levels of Justin Bieber or of Katy Perry or of Ariana Grande. There, because it's also the fan base too that really is in support of all of this, and that is really in support of actually getting the artist into bigger terms. It's not just you looking for a record label or you looking for a manager. It really, a lot of these things really come together into something big here. Let's just be real here and let's just face it here. So, anywho, congrats to Noah Thompson on his success. And I really hope that he gets to find even bigger success now that he won an American Idol. Congratulations. All right. So, now from Noah Thompson to now more Hottie. All right. So, now let's talk about Halsey. Alright, so Halsey says that record label won't let me release new song unless they can fake a viral moment. Alright, so Halsey took to TikTok on Sunday to open up about not being allowed to release a new song. The singer posted a video which apparently featured the new song in question and claimed basically I have a song that I love that I want to release ASAP, but my record label won't let me. Now, I've been in this industry for 8 years and I've sold over 165 million records, and my record company is saying that I can't release it unless they can fake a viral moment on TikTok. Halsey wrote in text over the video. Everything is marketing and they are doing this to basically every artist these days. End quote. Now, I just want to release music, man. I deserve better, to be honest. Halsey started. I'm tired. End quote. Now, this is pretty sad here, in my personal opinion, that she is being pressured to fake a viral moment on TikTok. I feel like Halsey is a very talented woman, and I feel like she deserves better attention and she deserves better promotion than the promotion and attention that she's been getting, in my opinion, because of how much of a great voice she has, and also because of how awesome of a person she is too. Also, her music is also really good too. I mean, I've heard a lot of her great hits. A lot of her great hits. And the fact that social media and TikTok especially has to intervene in this, it really is sad, because I feel like as an artist, you know, it should be all about your voice. It should be all about your talent. It should be all about, of course, getting the good connections, to uplift and also, have good chart positions in the charts and stuff like that, and sell well and have good streaming. But at the same time, it's very sad that streaming really has to be, I mean, that TikTok has to really be dependable on this, especially for a fake viral moment, it really does suck, because I mean, social media is supposed to be about, the simple things. It doesn't have to simply be about the music, and it doesn't really have to be about the fact that supposedly you have to, release especially a certain video just so the song could do really good. I mean, yes, I understand that many artists have really, done good doing that because of how viral TikTok especially is, but no, no, no. And to have a fake viral moment, no, that's just not right. That really is just not right, it's not about the social media, it's about the talent and it's about the music. And also, I personally think that Halsey, if she really wants to find that good success and if she really wants to find that good path into her own career, then I feel like Halsey needs to find herself a new record label and she needs to find herself a new manager that will really be able to take care of her own music and that will be able to actually get her higher than she already is right now. So that way she can be able to not only have her music all over the radio and all over the place, but also for her to actually, of course, make more money and, of course, have more recognition, because as an artist that she is, especially a talented artist that she is, she deserves more recognition than the recognition that she has already had. So we have to look at it that way as well. So, anywho, good luck to you, Halsey, on your endeavors, on your plans, on everything, and don't let TikTok get to you. Don't let it get to you. Just saying. All right, so from Halsey to now, more hot tea. All right, so now let's talk about um let's talk about Stranger Things cast. Alright, so Stranger Things cast says everyone is in real danger in Massive Season 4. Alright, so after a 3-year hiatus, Stranger Things is back with Season 4, a much darker installment of the franchise that will be released in 2 batches on Netflix, with the first 7 episodes streaming on May 27, followed by the last 2 on July 1st. While speaking to ET's Will Martugi, the cast opened up about playing more mature characters and an increasingly danger-filled journey that spans Hawkins, Indiana, the Upside Down, and beyond. Now, picking up 6 months after the events of Season 3, which ended with an epic showdown at the Starcourt Mall, the new episodes will see the core group of friends struggling in the aftermath. Not only have they been separated with 11 Millie Bobby Brown, Will Noah Schnapp, and Jonathan Charlie Heaton, now living in California, but they're growing up and dealing with unexpected changes as they navigate the complexities of high school. Now, Jonathan in particular is questioning a lot about who he is and which path he should go down. Heaton says there's a lot of fear about what he should be. Meanwhile, Will and Eleven are really struggling to settle into high school. Schnapp says adding that on top of all that is the fear that he's losing touch with Mike, who may not feel like his best friend anymore. End quote. Now, back in Hawkins, Indiana, Mike, Finn Wolfhard, Dustin Gaten, Matarazzo, Lucas, Caleb McLaughlin, Max Sadie Sink, Steve Joe Curie, Robin Maya Hawk, and Nancy Natalia Dyer are all realizing that things haven't gone any easier, and in fact the dynamics among them have shifted drastically. Now, Will, along with everyone else back home, is definitely in an uncomfortable situation. Schnapp says, noting these guys are no longer little friends in the basement. They're growing up dealing with more grown-up issues, and etc., etc., etc. Alright, so this is a pretty intense story here, and I think that this season is going to get even better than the previous seasons of Stranger Things because of what I just heard right now. And also, I just feel like, you know what, I feel like it's good that they're really making this story even more intense than before, because it really will attract more people, of course, to watch it. And of course, it's Netflix, and Netflix unfortunately has gone down south these past few months with the clients and with the streaming service, with the streaming especially. And it's because Hulu and Amazon Prime, I heard, are doing much better. And I feel like if Stranger Things does way better this season, and if it really does, especially really good with this season, then it'll really boost Netflix a lot. It'll really help Netflix a lot streaming wise, in my personal opinion. And I also feel like, of course, a lot of people love to watch Stranger Things, so I mean, who wouldn't want to watch Stranger Things, especially this upcoming season? Who wouldn't want to watch Stranger Things? You know, and I really have never watched Stranger Things, but I've heard how much of a good show it is, and I've seen trailers of it. And the fact that Millie Bobby Brown is in there, I mean, she is such a good actress. I mean, she has killed it since the very beginning in that show, ladies and gentlemen. With her talent, with her acting, with everything. And, I mean, the rest of the cast especially is really good. I mean, let's not forget well Gaten Matarazzo is, and how good Finn Wolfhard is, and how good Caleb McLaughlin is. You know, just not forget how good they are, and how much of a good chemistry they even make in that show in order to make this show as successful as it is today. So we have to remember that. So, anywho, I really am congratulating them for another season of Stranger Things, especially because not any show could make it this far, especially on Netflix. You know, especially because, I mean, there have been so many shows that have gotten canceled this year, especially on Netflix, which is very sad. So, I mean, I am very happy, though. I'm very happy that they got renewed for another season, and I really wish them nothing but the best this season. And stay tuned for more new episodes of Stranger Things, which is going to be coming soon to Netflix, ladies and gentlemen. And it's going to be coming on May 27th, which is this Friday. So stay tuned. Alright. So, anywho, that is it for today's show, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Jose Show, and I really hope you guys get to stay tuned for more new episodes. So, anywho, that is it. And also, please make sure you guys follow me on social media. It is highly appreciated for new content of this lovely show, The Jose Show. So, anywho, till next time,